Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson,
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff.
and this week we would like to say happy birthday to our beloved, the only man who will never receive criticism from us ever.
Man. Happy birthday to you.
I won't sing because I hate a birthday song. Notorious for hating a birthday song.
Like that? You don't like that?
I don't like
either?
any birthday songs. The only birthday song that's acceptable is the 50 Cent one. Go Shawty, it's your birthday. We go party like it's your. That's the only acceptable birthday song.
Well, it's fine because I'm not singing it to you. I'm just singing it near you because it's not your birthday. Whose birthday is it?
It's Matthew Lillard's birthday.
Yay! Wow, we really sounded like that canned sound of children being like, yay!
We did. And we are doing Five Nights at Freddy 2, where I said last week he is the star, and unfortunately, even though he is in this movie for like 5 minutes, he still is the star. He stole all of his scenes. He was so good. He haunted the film, like
haunted the narrative.
He opened it up.
Exactly. He opened it. He ended it. Okay, but if you haven't seen Five Nights at Freddy, according to IMDb, I said that right. Okay.
You just said not saying Freddy's with the S.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Calling it that.
That's fine.
Accent, okay.
Yeah, Chelsea.
We just call him Freddy in the South. We don't call it Freddy's.
Yeah. 1 year after the supernatural nightmare of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Abby runs away to reconnect with her animatronic friends, uncovering dark secrets about the true origin of Freddy's and unleashing a horror hidden for decades. Dun dun dun.
That's almost as convoluted as the movie is.
Yeah, I don't think it's like not too spoilery, but also that they're telling you a lot, but also, you know, it's a lot of rehashing to some degree as well.
A lot of word salad. Horror hidden for decades, I do like, but horror hidden is kind of hard to say. So great job, Sydney.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I tried.
Tongue twisters. Today I rewatched Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one. And I watched this one. And I don't like the first one at all at this point in my life. This one was interesting though, because I'd never seen it before. So that really helped me to
because I've never seen it before.
Never seen it before. I really think I should have tried to stay up and go to the 10:20 screening last night at the movie theater. I really think I should have tried to do that. But I did turn off all the lights and put my blackout curtains and watched on my iPad on my bed with my cat. And so, you know, we did the best that we could under the circumstances. And there are lots of cool little thingies that are happening in this, but I don't understand any of them because, again, I have not played the games.
I do not know the lore.
Yeah, and I'm really riding on the fact that when we covered the first one, people seemed to think it was interesting to hear us trying to interpret what was going on and come to the movie fresh without expectations. So I'm really relying on them to hold steady on that for round 2.
Yeah, because we still have not learned anything about these games or the books. There's books apparently.
We did a lot of research on the last one. At least I did. I read fucking millions of things, and I was like, I already read all those articles to explain how the games work. I'm not doing it again. I'm so sorry. I can't do it. So see the link below to the episode on the first one. It's just right below. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think it is valid to just come into it and watch it as a human person who's not Gen Alpha or whatever, Gen Z, who really like this. And see it like as just a movie instead of like what half this movie really is, which is like very intricate fan service Easter eggs. So I found from the little bit of research I did do for this episode. And I think apparently it is makes sense that it is as convoluted as it is, because that is part of the joy of the games, is that it just doesn't really make sense and anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. It doesn't have to be based in logic. Anything could happen. And it's fine. And it's not like this is so completely illogical. I just think that, like, it really jumps all the fuck over the place. And pacing wise, it was a little bit strange. But everybody's shiny this time around. Everyone's shiny, if you noticed that. And that was always exciting to see a new shiny version of Freddy Fazbear. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, I went and I saw this in theaters, which was fun. I saw it a couple of weeks ago because I knew we were gonna do it. And I did like a big movie day to really just be making the best use out of my subscription, which I hadn't been using. And it was like the middle of 3 movies that day, and I went in. I think what I remember, I didn't look this up, so I hope this is right. But what I remember from when the first one was coming out was that Matthew Lillard was saying, we hope it does well, and if it does well, we're hoping to do a trilogy, I think. So I went in expecting it to be the second of 3 movies. And I think it is
It
perfectly
certainly is.
Yeah, it's
acceptable as the
absolutely a
second of
middle
3
movie.
movies. Yeah, it's a
The
middle
middle
movie.
child.
I think I had such high expectations for the first movie because people went so batshit crazy over the game.
Yeah.
And the world of possibility was like open and endless, and like how to adapt it into a feature length movie, because, and I talked about this a lot on that episode, so I won't like totally rehash things. Um, but in video games like that, a lot of the time, you know, you're not necessarily doing like it's not a story video game the way something like The Last of Us is like very traditionally a story video game. As my understanding at least. But it's one of those things where it's like you're doing the same thing over and over and over because you keep dying, and then you start from your last save point or from the beginning or whatever. And so there's just like a lot that could have been done with that, and it was like hard to be chill with what we got, because I was just like, why would it be like this? But once you accept that that's the premise, you're coming in for movie 2, you know where your expectations are, you know what kind of thing they're already doing, how they've done it in the past. It's like I'm perfectly calibrated to receive the movie that they're giving me now.
Yeah.
Totally. That's why I'm glad I rewatched the first one, even though I didn't have a spectacular time with it. I gave it like 40% attention to. I had expenses to do, so what's a girl to do? But yeah, that like set me back in the world because I didn't really remember like how it played out. But I think something that is interesting about it is that the first one was written by Scott Cawthon. How do we decide to say that? Cawthon.
I'm not looking
Anyway,
at it.
he's
Yeah.
the creator of the games. Cawthon. The first one was written by him, Seth Kudabak, and Emma Tammy, who's the director. It was a more collaborative writing process. This one is just Scott. It's all Scott, who's the creator of the games. So it's more like directly his vision, and maybe more like the games in that way. And there are definitely some sequences in it where I really felt like I could take the clicker and be like, click here to try to find the code that she wants to put into the computer. Like, it really felt like a video game in that way.
Yeah, there's like a moment when they step into the office at the original location, and the way they like scan from one side to another, I was like, I feel like that's got to be like a direct nod to something from the games.
Totally. I also think this movie, again, is the second in a trilogy. And I wonder how well it did because it got a worse Rotten Tomatoes score than the last one, but
The Rotten Tomatoes for this movie is crazy. The
Wild.
dichotomy.
the last one was like 33% like rotten from critics and like 83% positive from audiences. And this one I know it's 16 for critics at least.
yeah.
So
But it's also
whoopsies.
like 80 something for audience last time I
Yeah.
checked.
Which is
Like,
crazy because I
good.
feel
I'm
like
glad
I
people
didn't
like
hear
it.
anybody talking about going to this movie.
I know. Well, I feel like also our
There's
it's
a lot
again
going on
not like it's not
media-wise
for
that
our
month.
demographic necessarily. It's a younger group of people, and then like our Discord group is not a huge fan.
FNAF. Do people call it
FNAF.
that? Or do they just
Yeah.
write that out?
I
Do
think they
say
call it
I've
that.
said
FNAF?
that many times, so
I'm like, that's
don't at
FNAF.
me. FNAF. FNAF 2.
I guess I
Um,
don't know if other people are saying that, but that's how I read it in my head.
I feel like the other reason why this one is so disjointed is because the last one had like an underarching like emotional storyline in a vague sense, which is like Josh Hutcherson's character, can I speak? Mike, him on this pursuit to like discover what happened to his brother who was kidnapped all those years ago, and then struggling to like keep custody of his sister after his parents have passed away or disappeared. I forgot. Probably passed away. And
His mom died, and I
the
think
dad
maybe his dad just like left.
fucked off.
Or
Yeah.
something like that. Or like
Yeah, I don't think they both died. But anyway, like that was kind of like a typical movie. It has that like beat trudging along. But this one I feel like we're being pulled in all these different directions because we have all these characters that we know now. Not that many, but we have Abby, Mike, and Vanessa. And they're like all kind of going and through their own thing separately. There's not like a lot of like there is some cohesion, but like we go on so many tangents, like all the Vanessa trauma stuff now that she's like a main character instead of like just this random hot cop who's there until later on. And I think that you got to dig into that because like whoa, what an interesting concept, being the daughter of a serial killer and being a child of a serial killer, like being a child when the serial killings were happening and like your implicitness in the crimes and all of that. I think it's really interesting to dive into that. But I don't know. I feel like they just love to do dream sequences here a lot. I think that's a big theme is dream sequences. And I was like, oh, good. Here's another one. Thank God. But I just thought the dialogue was weaker in this one too. So that was made it a little difficult to watch. Like there's some good beats of what's happening, but the dialogue just seemed very like alien.
Yeah.
To me.
And
I was like, who talks like this?
Just not super elegant, and he sorry, I'm gonna be shady for a second here. But he seems to be like, oh my god, I came up with like a really good line, so I'm gonna use it 3 times. I want to see what's inside your head. It's like they're so it's like, does this character have a catchphrase? Like what is going on? You're using it now. You're using it 20 seconds later because now you're talking to a different person. She's like, he didn't hear it the first time, so I get to say it again.
Say it again.
45 minutes later, she's saying it a 3rd time because it's like, you also didn't hear it, and I'm still proud of myself from before.
That must be like a line from the actual game that is super cunty, because like it is cunty the first time. I was like, haha, yeah, get it, Megan Fox, because that's Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking
Yassified Chica? Like she's got like
Chica is Megan Fox. No, it's Megan Fox's voice.
Why didn't they promote that?
They did.
They did.
Yeah, it was like everywhere.
I knew about
you
that.
Did not come to my house and tell me about that.
That's the only thing I knew. They didn't knock on your door and be like, "Hey, we're going door to door to let you know that Megan Fox."
No, nobody told me.
I knew it was somebody famous the whole time. I was like, "Who is it?" I was like, "Is it Megan Fox or Paris Hilton? Is it Megan Fox or Paris Hilton?" I was like, "It doesn't sound like Paris Hilton, so it can't be her." But yeah, it's Megan Fox. Yeah, it must be some line from the game they really wanted to like sync that home, which like maybe is super fun for the game players, but as a movie watcher, I was like, do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I can't like hear or I don't have the subtitles on? Like,
Yeah, like
I
maybe you didn't
heard you.
understand it when I said it to Abby a second ago. So let me say it again while I'm actively squeezing this man's head, and then you'll get the very subtle subtext that I've weaved into this dialogue that I'm going to literally try and see the inside of his head, but I won't show it to the camera because this movie is not gory.
I know. It's too bad. I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, it's PG-13. You got to remember it's PG-13.
It's for the youth. Fine.
That is something that I was seeing. I was kind of like, as much as I didn't feel like I saw a lot of people talking about going to this movie necessarily, I did see chatter about maybe, okay, maybe this is the thing. Maybe I was avoiding whenever I saw people talking about it because I was like, I don't want spoilers when I go see it because I know we're
Yeah.
gonna cover it. So maybe that was what it was. Because I do remember seeing some discourse, and again, not really engaging because I was like, and I'll go see the movie at some point. Um, but seeing some discourse about how, and maybe this is not on the record, maybe this is not something that they've ever said, so maybe this is just speculation. Um, but about how the video game about the child murderer who murders children, who owns a children's play place franchise and is kidnapping and doing crimes to children. There are, certain undertones that often come with that probably were like subtext in the first game. And then when the game became really popular about children, suddenly it's like, oh, maybe I don't want to make a game about a child molester. Maybe he's just a regular old school non-sexual child killer. Which is so much friendlier for families.
Exactly.
And so they like had to kind of pivot for what the audience is. And I think that's very like present in the movies as well. And that their PG-13 is like, it wants to be this like very scary, gory, murder, killing thing. His ribs are crushed by the springs, blah, blah, blah. Like these kids are getting shoved in animatronics and crushed and dying in there, and then their ghosts are bound to whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Like a wood chipper type situation.
Yes, like it's crazy, but then they're like, but we can't like fully go all the way because kids love this. So now we need to kind of like tight walk that line. Yeah, I don't. They have found themselves in this complicated position of a horrific premise that they have to make palatable to children.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I think this is such a fucking brilliant concept. But again, I just don't like the way that they continued on with the story. Because, like, what is scarier? We said this in the last one. But, like, what's scarier than Chuck E. Cheese when you look at it with adult eyes? Nothing.
Nothing.
That is the scariest thing in the entire world. That is so scary. But, like, it's based on lore that is beyond me, and so it is what it is. And I try to accept what I did. One thing I did really like about this is the opening, because I loved seeing Freddy Fazbear's as in its heyday in the 80s. I thought that was really, really fun. And to just like get a look at what it actually looked like. And I was super confused too at the beginning, as I was like, okay, retcon. It didn't have any of this shit. The other one didn't have any of this shit. Oh, it has a fucking lazy river or whatever. Like, okay. You think I'm an idiot? I just watched the first one right before this. And then I was like, no.
Stupid?
You think I'm fucking stupid? And then I was like, oh, wait, I am fucking stupid because this is a different one. And they said that and I just missed it.
Well, they didn't say that until maybe later.
Yeah. I got confused though when Abby went there or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
There's other like stuff that is just worded so bizarrely.
Oh, a lot
Me.
of that context that you missed that you were saying I didn't understand until later. It's in like the newspaper headlines of like that opening
Yes.
stuff. So you have to like really like lock in and be paying attention if you want to like know that knowledge going forward instead of waiting for the movie to be like, "Oh, by the way."
I read like 90% of them, but when
It's
it
hard to keep
first
up with.
started, I missed the first like 4 or 5 headlines because I didn't realize. I
That
was
they
like,
were
oh, I can
yeah.
tune out. Look at my phone.
It's just credits.
No.
No, they did that in the first one too. I remember going back in the first one
Yeah.
after we covered it, and it was like they show the golden bunny on screen right when they show like Matthew Lillard's name in the credits and stuff. There's like clues in there that they put in there.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just some like dialogue stuff that also bothered me in the beginning though. I do love Charlotte. And I love how obviously emo they styled her. I thought it
She's
was really
wearing
funny.
yeah,
Well,
was like
she
My
looks
Chemical
just
Romance.
like the
the
puppet
marionette.
that she eventually, because all the kids in the first one end up being like in the dreams and stuff are styled like they're, coordinated
The bunny, the
animatronic.
bunny's got the pigtails. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
I think that was
she's in the
whatever.
black and the white with the stripe and all that kind of stuff. And
that's-
I thought that was like a fun little detail.
She's
Yeah, but
Freddy
it's like
Fazbear bounding.
Yeah.
It's like a chicken. Yeah, it's like a chicken egg scenario though because like she loved the marionette.
Because she
Um,
was emo and now she's dressing emo because she loves the marionette.
What came first? No one knows.
Exactly.
Whoa.
But like some of the dialogue stuff so bizarre. Like when little baby Vanessa is like, "You don't need to be sitting here waiting for the marionette to come out. Like even if she is your like spiritual mother." Did you catch that? Is
She
that
said,
the
like,
word that she
she's
said?
spirit parent was. Let me see if I
Spirit
wrote down
parent.
that quote.
I was like,
That
what?
thing down there isn't your spirit parent or whatever you think it is.
I just thought that was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Well-
I was like, oh yeah, spirit parent. Oh, it's my spirit parent. It's like my spirit
I-
animal. You're not supposed to have one of those either.
So it's spirit parent. We're just dodging that and like, thank God we just missed it.
In the very brief research that I did, in the game, apparently, like, they've like kind of switched it up. Apparently, like the marionette is like a protector of, like in the games, like protects
Oh.
the people. And Skeet Ulrich, Shock, our bestie, him and what's his name? Like Emily.
Henry.
Is Charlotte's father, clearly, but he's also partners with Skeet Ulrich with
Did you watch
Matthew
the thing with the
Lillard.
credits that I told you about, or did
Yeah.
you forget?
No, I watched
Okay.
it.
Are there two?
No, just the one
Yeah.
at the very end where he says like we were partners, we were business partners.
Yeah.
No. There
Yeah.
was already a post-credit scene, so I turned it off. There was a
What was
second
the first
post-credit
post-credit
scene.
You have to watch literally all the way to the end, and then it's like a
Fucking hell, okay.
voicemail from Skeet Ulrich's character too.
Okay, well, you guys keep
Yeah,
talking
like,
and
so
I'll be
he
back in a
helped-
few minutes.
So it was like he helped create like Freddy's, and they were business partners and stuff, and he basically made the marionette puppet for Charlotte.
Mm.
And
he
that's
was
why
saying in
she
his one
had
scene that he
like
was,
such a
obsessed with
connection to it.
Ugh,
You know,
cool.
okay. It makes sense why
does
she and
that
Vanessa
mean-
would be best friends, and it makes sense why she would be there all the time, and it makes sense why the employees would know her well enough to be like, she always does this, just leave her alone. It doesn't really make sense to me to be like, I mean, I guess it makes, they'd have to get into it more. I guess it makes sense to be like, he made this for her, but again, he's continuing to be so obsessed with his work that she's like latched onto this as a spirit parent, because it's like, my daddy made this for me. And I guess my mommy, just like Vanessa's mommy, notably absent, although I have things to say about that. But I don't know. The thing with Charlotte in the beginning, and maybe this is a writing thing because this kind of happens a little bit later with another moment too. I don't remember exactly what it was now. But the thing with Charlotte in the beginning, it's like she sits there, and again, maybe this is again explained by Skeet Ulrich, her dad being the business partner, but she's sitting there. She's obsessed with the marionette. She doesn't want to miss the beginning of the marionette, so she has to stay right there the whole time. She doesn't want to be with the other children. She feels out of place. Um, it seems like because she is emo, I don't know. I assumed that she had like a dead parent, is the way, or two dead parents the first time I saw it, but then she has the dad later, so whatever. Um, but she sees the little boy being like walking into the back with the golden bunny. I guess right? It's the golden bunny in the
It's
beginning.
Matthew Lillard's
The
buddy.
yellow rabbit.
The yellow rabbit, thank you. And then she immediately is like, that's bad. That's trouble. And so again, if she is like sort of aware of things going on by virtue of being part of this world, if her dad is one of the business owners or in business with the guy, you could say that she would have reason to know why that could be bad. But you would think a kid who's like so obsessed with the marionette, who sits there waiting for the marionette, would be like, another kid gets to go like backstage with one of the animatronics. Like I want to go, but they wouldn't immediately jump to like, I need help from every single adult in this room. So it's one of those things of like, is it a writing thing where the writer knows where this moment is going?
Buddy
So they're like,
snatched him pretty sinisterly. He was like,
he like put a hand on his back as he's like already opening the door for him to come through. It didn't like strike me as to me it was one of those things the first time I watched it where I was like, she must just have like a gut feeling that like something is wrong, where sometimes you just like have you can't like explain it, but you're getting some sort of like primal tingles to be like, something is not right here, even if things look explainable.
he puts his hand on the back of the little boy's head and then pushes him into the door. Like it is a very forceful, and the little kid like stumbles over his feet a little bit as he pushes him in. So it does look visually sinister, not like so crazy overtly. It's not like he like throws him through the doorway or something crazy, or like grabs him super overtly. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Like maybe Henry is sinister as well, and she's in a similar situation as Vanessa,
where she's just like seen by virtue of like, my dad is working long hours and I don't have a mom, so I'm here and I'm just getting vibes. Or I hear from Vanessa that things in her house are weird, or I know that he's in the suit and what's he doing bringing a child backstage.
Yeah, well, she knows that something is up. I thought it's an interesting opening, and it's interesting to have a different big bad this time around and have it be one of the kids, to flip it and reverse it compared to last time. I guess the kids were being sinister last time too, but they were under control of the yellow rabbit, so
Yeah.
they weren't doing things from
They cannot
their
be
own
blamed.
accord.
They're being vaguely helpful in Dream World, so we know that they want to be vaguely helpful.
Yeah. And most of all, my biggest takeaway was the whole saving grace of the movie is how cunty the marionette looked, and how cool it looked, and how spooky it looked. So whatever they did with that, I don't really understand it. I liked it though. I was like, at least they have that going for them. Because I really liked how like it came out of the like Jack in the Box kind of thing. I loved the like long, like creepy, willowy arms. I really liked the creature design for the marionette. I thought
it was
really
so
effective.
unsettling.
So unsettling. And even though it was like a little like I didn't like 100% love the like look of the possession, I actually did like it a lot. I don't know. There's something about it I was like, ah, but I still was like, okay. I mean, that's cool. And I'm happy for McKenna Grace that she gets to look like Spooky Girl.
Yeah, McKenna Grace in this was so kind of crazy. And also, I love the whole Shelby Oaks of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wish that they had done a little bit more with them. Like maybe if there'd been something in the beginning where like kids at school are talking about these streamers and they have teased that they're gonna try and do a Fazbear thing and FazFest is coming up, blah blah blah. It felt like that could have been used to like set them up a little more and
Yeah.
like tie that all together
I agree.
because
It
I
was
was
like, oh, she's watching it. All of a sudden, here they are. And
Right.
yeah. It was very kind of like McKenna Grace, what are you doing here? Because she has had such a crazy career lately. And, you know, if this movie came out 10 years ago, she'd be playing the young version of Vanessa
yeah.
because she played the young
Yeah.
version of everybody. Um, and her career has so taken off in her own right now
Yeah.
that it feels like kind of a small part for her to take. But I was also wondering, um, we know that from that interview on the red carpet where she got busted a little bit, that she loved Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
She used to do edits of Josh
Oh,
Hutcherson.
yeah.
And so now she's going to be, not that they're going to have a scene together really, but she's going to be in the new Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping movie, which Josh Hutcherson is also going to be in for presumably the epilogue parts of it. And so maybe she was like, I want to be in Josh Hutcherson movie. I'll do FNAF 2, even though I'm there for 5 seconds, and then you'd see my lifeless body, and then that's it.
Then she
I get
gets
that
to
she's
move
everywhere right
around
now,
creepy
but I feel
Yeah,
like she's
that's true.
also reestablishing herself as
as
an
like an
adult
adult.
actress
Yeah.
now. And so she's doing, like, she did Regretting You, but she's
Regretting
playing
you.
a high
Yeah.
school student. I watched that. I saw it. I saw it. But I think that she's like establishing herself in the horror genre too, because girl, she's in Scream 7.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing her little, I don't know.
She just
I
wants to
let
be
her
in
have a
movies with
different
Matthew Lillard, okay?
I
Maybe that's it
agree.
too.
And I also think that they should give her a different haircut one time for one of her roles. I think one time she should have a different look, just one time, just to see what
Just
happens.
one single time.
Just one single time. Though
She
she's
had
got
a
gorgeous
different
hair.
haircut. She had little butch hair in Ghostbusters.
Oh, I didn't see that. The new
Yeah,
one
and she was
with Finn.
yeah, and she was brunette when she was young, middle sister with the hands, Theo from Hill House.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
So she mixes it up,
Didn't
okay?
realize that was her in Hill
Wow.
House.
It's because she
I didn't
was
know that was
brunette, right?
happening. Mm-hmm.
It's another. Well, I just didn't probably know who the fuck she was back then, and I didn't save that little girl's face to the memory card.
I knew who she was back then because that was her playing young everybody. So it was like, there she is again, playing young somebody.
Yeah, she was in everything playing a younger version of them.
Wasn't she young?
Also,
I,
I
Tanya?
loved, yeah, she was young, I, Tanya. I
I
loved
didn't
her
see
in
that.
Gifted, which is the one where Jenny Slate and Chris Evans were love interests. So
I
that
think
was
like
very
I
popular
missed
in my
almost
household.
every single movie she was in as a child. I don't think I saw like almost any of them. So everyone's like, she's been everywhere, and I was like, I've seen her one time before.
You know what she was in? Malignant.
Yeah.
Which you wanted to say last episode about what's her face, Sandra, and then I think you forgot to say it. Or maybe you didn't, I forgot
I said it. No, I said
Okay,
it.
great. Okay, great.
I
I'm
said
just
it.
making
I
sure
did.
it's on the record.
A malignant
I
through
said
line.
it.
I'm just saying.
I literally said it. I was like an Annabelle Wallace from Malignant, and everyone, Sydney was like, "Yeah."
And I was like reading a book off screen.
Chelsea was like, I never want to think about Malignant ever again.
I'd watch Malignant again. I love that movie now. Now that I decided not to hate it, I love it.
But yeah, she
Don't think that's gonna happen
was
here,
young
though.
Malignant, young Captain Marvel, young I, Tanya, young Sabrina, young Haunting of Hill House, etc.
Oh,
Young Emma in Once Upon a Time.
Ugh.
Huh. What
and
can't
so
you
forth.
do? I did like that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie though, was the scare sequence we got when the specter people, what were they called? No one knows.
Streamers, the streamers.
This specter screamer something.
Oh, they
Ghost
did they
scream?
Yeah, it was on the
Scream.
side of the
Yeah, it was on the
van.
screen.
I feel like I noticed it
was
the
on
first time I
screen
watched
when
it, and I didn't pay
Abby
attention
was
the
watching
second time
it.
I watched it.
It doesn't matter. But
That's so true.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I did like that little group as they came in. I thought it was there's so many things that are interesting. Like they're like, oh, it's Mike. Mike is the guy who
The
is
security guy.
the security guard, and then it's this other Mike who looks fucking insane. He has an insane.
He looks
face.
like a bad guy.
He looks like he's an evil, crazy person. I love that about him.
His name's Michael. Actually, don't get it twisted.
I know, but I think that it's also like diabolical that Vanessa is like pseudo dating a man with the same name as her brother. She's like,
Look,
that's extra
sometimes
why
these
she
things
hadn't
happen.
brought him up. Maybe that's why she didn't bring him up. Not because she's like, I don't want you to know there's another
I just
evil
didn't
guy
wanna get
running
into
around.
that. Yeah.
It's
You're
because
like, I
she didn't
don't
want him to
wanna-
feel weird about her dating
Mhm.
someone with her brother's name, because that would
Here's
be
the thing, Michael's
breaker
such
for
a
some.
common name, though. It's like one of
you
those
can have 5 in a room at any given time.
Exactly.
Still, I feel it would be weird, but I don't know. I don't have siblings, so I
Yeah.
can't speak to that. But I loved that sequence. I thought it was so fun, and I loved that the guy from Bloodlines was in it. What's his
Mhm.
name? Now the pictures are too small, so I can't see. Teo Briones played Alex.
What?
Sorry, let me check something before I say something dumb on the record.
Anyway, I loved him. Oh my god, he's in so many horror things.
Yeah, his sister
in
is Isa
Street King.
Briones, Santos from the Pit.
Oh!
His sister Santos from the Pit. Oh my god, they look so much
Wow.
alike. That's crazy.
Good
She's
for
so hot,
them.
but she's such a fucking bitch. Damn. I don't know in real life. I'm talking about the show. I don't know her in real life. I'm sure she's lovely. I'm sure she's amazing.
I mean,
And if
lesbian
they
icon in
don't
the
make
Pit.
her gay for canonically gay, they need them to. Someone needs to kiss on the Pit. There's no time for it. But someone needs to kiss on the Pit. That's crazy. That's so crazy. His death was my favorite death of the entire movie, though. He gets dismembered by like take apart
yeah.
Foxy.
Yeah.
And that's like the most graphic that we get this entire movie. And I liked it because it was like creative way to get pretty graphic, but not actually that graphic because you can't really
Mhm.
see it because the camera is looking through his camcorder
Yeah.
and you see the body parts fall from the ground. And I thought the like setup for that kill was great too. Like by Mike, the way he was like describing the take apart
Michael.
Foxy. Michael, sorry.
He's
he said
really
he was-
specific about it, okay?
Okay, sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't insult you because you'll
It's
kill
two
me.
different characters.
We need to
okay?
differentiate.
Okay, Michael, the hot psycho. I like how he set that death up too, like, explaining how it might work.
And also where he's like, kids can be so cruel.
Yes, I loved that.
And he like
And-
turns and winks at the camera, basically.
I think that though the other guy is so
Who
stupid.
gets piranha'd by the marionette babies? Who
That
look like
was
Billy,
horrifying.
the saw puppet.
You fall in the water, you stay in the water. You fall in the water,
Yeah.
you're gonna stay in the water. Why are you
Here's the
staying in
thing.
the water? Get out of the water. It's
Mike?
poopy old water from the 80s. There's probably
Right.
like
Like you're not. It's like still water or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to go in.
Also,
it.
you could
It's
get
actually
electrocuted.
So bad for you.
But Mike later in the movie, actual Mike, not Michael. Mike
Yeah.
later in the movie falls in when he's there with Vanessa, and then she's like, "Take my hand," and helps pull him out. So I'm wondering if it is like hard, if it's like too greasy or something,
Slippy.
too slippery or something on this side. We don't even see
well,
him
I
try
wish
to
they'd
get
fucking
out.
established that.
It
'cause
would be
just
nice if
seems
they established that in
stupid.
the movie.
It
But I
would have
also
been.
was like,
I
why
would
is
have
he
added
still
to the
in
horror.
there? until
would've
later when
added-
it's like if Mike needs the help. But yeah, if he's like trying and scrambling
Yeah,
and then they're just like
that would have been scary. Yeah.
yeah.
That would have been a lot more
Instead, they
scary.
just show the baby marionettes, which are so cute, and then they're
They
like,
are so
"Isn't this
cute.
spooky?"
Yeah, I like merch. Okay, like the established merch in all of this in this movie. It's very compelling merchandise, and like part of it is all Easter eggs too. Like there's like Teddy Fazbear or something like Freddy Fazbear as a teddy
When he's
bear.
like picking the prize for
Yeah.
Abby.
That's a thing. That was an Easter egg. Cool. It was cute. I want one.
What's that like phobia of like things underwater?
Don't know the name of that one.
Like it. Hold on. Phobia.
Thalassophobia, is that it?
Something
That's
like
the
that.
one that's the fear of like when you can't see, like the open water, I think. Let me look it up.
Submechanophobia.
Thalassophobia, sorry.
It's like a fear of submerged man-made objects, either partly or entirely underwater.
Oh,
So like
God.
shipwrecks, statues, sea mines, a horde
I
of
love
tiny
those. Then we should be
minions.
scared. Those are the
Oh
best.
my God. The one I was trying to say was thalassophobia, just so no one thinks I'm stupid. I was close though. And that's the fear of deep bodies of water where you can't see the bottom. Different,
Listen,
not the right thing. Different.
Nope,
than what someone's
everybody should
saying.
be afraid of those. The water is terrifying.
But when you
I
can see a shipwreck, that's
those.
cool. You should lock in.
To lock in, get down there, have
Get
your own
down
47
there.
meters down uncaged scenario.
There's no
You'll get
sharks. That's just the
There's
movies, you
no
guys.
sharks.
Get in there.
When I go diving in
Sharks
Catalina,
aren't real.
there's places where like you'll be in this like beautiful kelp forest, and it's like super populated, lots of fish, lots of things happening, lots of greenery, and then you just like go through this last little bit, and all of a sudden it's just like deep blue nothingness forever. And for me, I'm like, what if there's a whale out there? But other people, they're like, the crushing
I
fear.
hope there's no whale. Yeah.
I'd love to see a whale. Don't want to see a shark. No, I want to see a shark. But I
You
don't
just
want to
hurt
be on my
sharks'
period
feelings.
that day. So,
But good thing they're not real. They're just in movies.
oh yeah, sharks are fake.
Yeah, that's the Hollywood invention. I thought the Michael stuff was interesting because I remember from when we did the first one and when I did whatever amount of research that I did, that it was super interesting because Mike is, of course, the name of, as I understand it, so hope this is right, the name of the security guard when you get his name when you're playing the game, and then it's revealed at the end of the game. Spoilers for whichever game this is. I think it's the first one, but I don't know. But also presumably we talked about this in the first movie. At the end of the game, you find out that Mike is Mike Afton, William Afton's son, Mike. And so in the first one, it was like they kind of like hid Mike Schmidt's last name from you for a long time. And then they did like an Uno reverse where they went like, oh, you thought this was Mike Afton? No, this is another Mike. The real child of William Afton is Vanessa over here. So we switched it up on you. So as soon as they introduced Michael, a new security guard who's like bringing you into the original location here, I like knew what his deal was because I remembered that. But it was interesting to see them like the way that they're like pivoting and engaging and like switching up the lore a little bit to kind of, I think they want to like keep video game players on their toes and not have everything like coming from 5,000 miles away, but also stay somewhat true to this story. But also I know I don't think they're necessarily consistent stories across the game. I think they like build on the lore, but they also do that kind of thing where it's just like whatever, they're having fun. But it was interesting to see that. It was interesting to watch this movie for a second time with the full knowledge of what happens and be like on the lookout, because there's in Vanessa's dream, the only dream that we get in this movie, but a big one. In
and
Vanessa's
Matty Lilly's
dream,
only big scream time.
Right.
His only big screen time other than that like teensy little nibble in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he's talking over the like studio credits. But you can see like a family portrait on the wall. And it's one of those dream things. I'm sure that's not what their actual family portrait and their actual family house looked like.
Mhm.
But it's like William Afton is standing there with a boy, a son, so you know that there's like two children if you're like really looking closely. And the mom is like pushing Vanessa like out of the frame, like they're like on their way out of the picture, basically. Um, which I have to assume they're gonna like get more into the family dynamics and everything in the third one, especially now that they've really heavily introduced this narrative of like we have a purpose, which I guess could just be killing the masses indiscriminately, but I have to assume there's like a little more to it than just that. I hope so at least. Um but they really were like hammering home the like Vanessa left me behind. We belong together. We belong to him. We're his. We'll always be his. We have a purpose. I'd love to see more of that in three because I am intrigued, especially with the parallels of that with Charlotte and Skeet Ulrich as well,
Mhm.
where like there's things there and Skeet Ulrich can maybe speak to it a little more directly as a
Yeah.
character going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the third one is primed to be rather interesting with the lore that they've set up. But this was really like the Christmas drop of Stranger Things. It's just getting you to the finale.
Yeah.
Um but we do have Wayne Knight in the movie, which was really fun. He is
Incredible.
the robotics teacher who you might recognize from as Needry from Jurassic Park, or obviously as Newman from Seinfeld.
Mhm.
He is an incredible character actor, and I
Also
think
in
that is
Rat Race.
Yeah.
I've still never seen Rat Race.
Incredible, incredible
Um,
film.
and he's in Dirty Dancing as
Hmm.
Stan in Dirty Dancing. Um, but yeah, I think that they do so many like fucking funny things like that. They're like plays the same character every time, just like someone who is
He's a
obnoxious and
character
does not see
actor.
reason. No, I know. I love him. He's perfect. I'm glad that they had him in here. Um, some people were saying that he was like too cartoonishly villainous, and I was like, whatever. It was
Yeah,
funny.
it's like a little over the top, but like it's fine, you know?
I have invested in why he is such a hater, and here's what I've come to as a conclusion. He's very passionate about science and robotics, as we've seen. Here comes Abby joining the robotics club. Of course, we know Abby. We saw the first movie. We know that Abby has a genuine interest and passion for robotics because of her friendships with these animatronics powered by dead, murdered ghost children. Um, and so she's really into robotics, even though she's maybe bad at it. Look, just because you love something doesn't mean you have skill in it.
She
She's
was
learning.
she was working on it. She's just
She's working
beginning.
on it. But she's bad at
Beginning
it,
her
and
journey.
her drawing has also not improved. And that's okay. And you don't have to get better at things; you can just enjoy them. But so we know that her
So
interest.
hard.
She's 11 now, but there. I don't. Was she 10? And how old was she in the first movie? Since you guys just watched it.
No clue.
I told you I gave it like 30% attention. I like you think I like,
The impression
oh,
is
I'm
that
8
she's
years
like
old.
so young. Yeah, I mean that's the vibe I think, but maybe I don't know. Who knows what they
She's very
say? This clearly
bebe.
takes place not that long after the first one, not like years later. Anyway,
It says 1 year later in the beginning, like in the description that I read.
oh, in the description that you read, I was like, I don't remember that on screen. I just remember them being like 20 years later from 1982, but I didn't
Yeah.
remember what year they established the first one. Anyway, we know that she has a genuine interest, but we also know that she's going around town spreading stories up the waz about her friends who are ghosts who are puppeting the animatronics, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
I think that he, as a robotics lover, has like very serious beef with this mythology that she's spreading, and he feels like it undercuts the scientific community and the advancements that they can make through robotics alone. He's like, oh, you're saying these could only be like puppeted by ghosts instead of science. She's undermining my interest, and that's why he's like, this little girl is making robotics seem not as cool as they are on their own. And that's why he has crazy mad beef with her and is like, I'm gonna smash her project. Don't bring that fatty. Sorry, that's Freddy Fazbear.
Don't bring that fatty over here.
Chica over here.
Yeah, we only want Snatch Chica.
Chica is snatched. Chica's snatched.
Chica got a BBL and some waist lipo.
Freddy Fazbear is what I was trying to say. That Freddy Fazbear little robot into my science place. Further, I'm not. He's the one who said it. First of all, not even me.
Get your fatty Chica.
Chica does have a fatty.
How dare he not?
If you looked at Chica, you know that Chica has a fatty.
Chica got a BBL, okay? Waist snatch.
Body, yaddy, yaddy. Seriously.
No wonder she's played by Megan Fox.
She's shiny now, so everything's different. I didn't like the shiny ones as much.
No, the other ones look like way cooler.
Yeah. I really liked the prototypes, though. I liked the subtle changes that they made to the prototypes where they looked extra fucked. Like OG Chica's very intense beak situation, not the cutie beak that she ends up with in later iterations. That beak is fucking terrifying. And the
beak falls off in the car, and she just teeth.
Which apparently is like a Chica in the game. It's like, and so that was like a quick little like flash to that.
Yeah,
I love they like reuse a couple things from this movie, like the taxi driver. From this movie is like the same taxi driver from, and I think he might be like a YouTuber or something.
Oh, I feel like that could have been one of the things.
Yeah,
because it was like one of them was the guy in the diner who said something about time, and then maybe the cab driver was one.
I hated that they reused the exact same joke 3 times this movie. I was like, that was the one joke from last movie, and you're just gonna do it 2 more times in this movie. I do love that guy.
But sometimes if you do it like 3 or 4 times, it's like now it loops back around and I'm like heeing and hawing again. So you just gotta hold out for the 3rd film in the trilogy, Monica.
Okay, when they do it the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then they'll get you and you'll be like, all right,
sure.
I'll be really cackling then.
And they had the lawyer
Fred
there.
Bear is the little bear of Freddy Fazbear's. Fred Bear. He's a guy. Oh my god.
Yeah, they had the lawyer come back though when he's like the neighbor of those rando people that Vanessa saves.
I just can't wait for the 3rd one. I can, but I can't wait for the 3rd one because I want more Matthew Lillard.
I can't wait. I
can't. I literally can't wait. I'm thinking about it all the time.
When is FNAF 3 coming? FNAF 3, I'm demanding it.
Okay, the people have spoken.
Okay. The floor
looks hot.
Skeet always looks hot.
Skeet's looking good.
I saw somewhere that this is like the 2nd movie they've ever done together, which is
wild.
Crazy to me because I'm like, they're fraternal twins. They're attached to the hip. What do you mean?
I love fan service though, so
it's so funny. Like they literally just did it so they'd be at the premiere together. So you get pictures of that and have it be on the internet. But they're gonna kiss the whole 3rd movie. Did you know? Did you know that the whole 3rd movie?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I think I read that.
I think their whole plot, as somebody who has never seen the game, you know, they were business partners and then I guess their wives both died and then they became lovers and then they had to raise children together, you know?
I think they killed their wives, is what I think.
So they could
They
be
killed
together.
their lives to be together.
Because their
and
wives
kill
were
a bunch of
catching
children.
on, presumably.
And then they
Also,
broke
maybe their wives were
up,
trying to take their daughters away. I don't know about
and
Michael.
then
The one
I guess
son.
he just got left behind. Yeah.
but then they
Nobody cares about
broke
him,
up
hmm
when Matthew Lillard killed his daughter because he took it a bridge too far. He's like, you can't kill
I
my
will say,
daughter. What the fuck?
My daughter,
I know.
kill any other kid you want, but my daughter, and it's
I
like
like
she
her.
saw too much.
I loved the little like when we see Charlotte like carrying the boy out on stage and we're like, "Oh my God, is she okay?" And then it's like she has knives in the back. It's a very homage to Scream.
But once again, so
Oh.
bloodless. Like you can see blood to show that she's been stabbed, but God forbid she
knife
drip.
in her. Yeah.
But it was fun when it was like she was carrying him out like this, and then she's carried by the marionette because she falls through the trapdoor and it comes up holding her. And I don't know why its hands would be like this, other than is this perhaps the beginning posture that composers
Classic mime pose.
hit?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense too. But I was also like, maybe her spirit's already in there. Her spirit fell directly into the
Immediately
marionette,
transferred.
and then yeah,
It said, "I'm gonna catch myself."
I'm
Nobody's
so
got me.
curious.
I got me.
I'm so curious about the like ghost lore of this universe and like how it all works. And they kind of they don't address this. They address one of the questions that I had gets answered sort of later in the movie where I was like, is Charlotte still remotely controlling the animatronics even though she's no longer in the marionette which wirelessly controls them? She's in Chica now, but it was like she's in the marionette and the marionette is in Chica, is what they reveal later. So that's how she's accessing the marionette's wireless controls, I guess. But yeah, it also felt like they did some of that stuff just to be spooky.
Yeah, it took me a hot minute to figure out that she was controlling all the new ones. I'm like, who other dead ghost children are in these that she's in charge of? And then I was like, oh no, it's just her. Okay.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering. And I guess it's like, my question was sort of like, is she like splitting her spirit between all of these? Because it like, it's not talking with her voice per se. But it's one thing to be like giving it controls or commands or whatever. Which
sorry.
You know what? And I'll circle back to the Megan Fox of it all later. But yeah, I was kind of like, is her spirit like a little bit in all of these? And then they're getting like shut down, and so like the spirit can't possess it anymore. The ghost children seemingly still exist at the location, the franchise location we saw from the first movie, but they're not in the bodies anymore because the bodies are all in pieces. So the spirits are just kind of like free floating until Josh Hutcherson comes and prays to them for assistance.
See, this is the shit that I'm talking about. They're like, no, it doesn't make sense, and it won't. So don't even try.
And it doesn't have
what
to.
Yeah, like. It's like Charlotte's spirit. She's like both still in the marionette, but then also in McKenna Grace's body, and then leaves McKenna Grace's body to go back in the marionette, I guess. Maybe she thought she could leave in McKenna Grace's body and found that she couldn't do that still for some reason, or she at least couldn't be like puppeteering the other animatronics if she did that. And so it's like she hopped in McKenna Grace's body, presumably McKenna Grace's soul got pushed out, and then when she vacated that body later, now the body is soulless, so it's dead.
Yeah, that didn't make.
But she goes in Abby, but then can be exorcised from Abby. But she's maybe not an Abby for very long.
She got in McKenna Grace to like gain power, and then she used that power to get the code out of Vanessa, and then she returned to the marionette vessel because maybe she prefers that. I don't really know. Doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't think it is explained, and it never will be. That's what
I
I
like
mean. I
that
was
the
watching it and I was
streamers.
like, okay, this is happening now. Okay,
Yeah.
this is happening now.
Mhm.
Okay, now this is happening now. And I was like, okay, I'm not like furious.
You're like,
Yeah.
sure.
Stranger Things a couple of times, which is interesting also because the Vanessa dream sequence is so the Chrissy like Vecna vision or whatever of like
Oh,
being trapped in the
yeah.
house and like
Good
running in the
parallel.
family
Yeah,
portrait, blah 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 blah. And also, I think for me, the vibes are just like I'm sure there are some people for whom FNAF is that deep and Stranger Things was that deep, but it's not for me. So I can kind of just like let it play at me and wash over me and be entertained and enjoy it without
yeah,
needing to be like, is this good and does this make sense?
totally.
I love when Josh Hutcherson is just all alone in Five Nights at Freddy's by himself, um, trying to hack the
He's a hacker now, by the
extremely
way.
technologically advanced things for like
Oh, wireless
2002.
systems, click.
And let's see how this goes.
I'm in.
And all the other like Chica realize she's like, intruder alert, something is wrong. So she sicks all the other animatronics like at the place on him, and he puts on the little mask, and they're like, no longer a threat anymore, I guess. That's an animatronic."
That was so silly, and I
Apparently,
liked it.
there's like almost no trivia on IMDb for this movie. But one of the very few things on there says that in the movie, Withered Foxy, that's the one that's like all pulled apart. Withered Foxy is not fooled by the Freddy mask. This reflects the gameplay of the second game. So I think that's one of the nods is him like pull. I don't know, girl. I don't know.
Girl, I don't know. It's
Who's to
just
say?
I wish it could be a movie that like stands on its own without you having the whole background knowledge of a million games for it. But that's really hard to do. It's really hard to make the fans happy and the whole world happy. But they seem to do an okay job with it with the first one. And then again, this one is just the interlude between the first one and the third one, so it seems. So
Right. Yeah, that's what I think is interesting. The first one, I think, was a very hard project to take on because again, you're trying to surprise the people who are obsessed and know everything and have played it 1000 times. So you're trying to do something a little different, but you don't want to do something that's too different. And I think they, whatever. They did that okay enough. And then in this one, they're like trying to pull some of those threads through and build a larger overarching story, but they don't need to like introduce things necessarily all over again. Um, again, perfectly fine middle film. I will say, I remember when we talked about the first one, it's so similar to Willy's Wonderland. And we
Yeah.
talked about that. And then I don't
Mhm.
remember chicken and the egg again kind of thing exactly of what came first. I think it was one of those things where it's like Willy's Wonderland came first as a movie, but FNAF came first as a video game or something like that. But the addition of the streamers and this one to be like random teens also in there getting their shit yoinked. That felt very Willy's Wonderland as well to
yeah.
me. So
Mm-hmm.
that felt like it kind of like circled back to what I would think that you maybe would want more distance from. But
They said, here's a nod.
Willy's Wonderland not at the top of mind so much for people these days, I guess.
Yeah.
It's always on the top of my mind. I'm always
When are we
thinking about
doing
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage? More Nicolas
You don't want to
Cage.
do
Nicolas Mage, The
take two.
Redux. I'm
We're
gonna
doing
do
Planet
more
of the April
movies that
take
you've never
two,
heard of.
followed
And we're doing
by Nick
both
Mage
Ghost
take
Rider.
two.
Fucking hell.
Ghost
How to
Rider
lose
2's me.
all your listenership in 10 days.
In 60 days, don't forget 2 full months.
If we
Oh,
ever do that,
well,
that's how we can tell you that we're ending the podcast. So nobody listens anymore.
we're
Although,
forced our
look,
own death.
Monica and I went and we saw Primate last night, and I didn't not have the thought Planet of the April Take Two just for 1 week. Primate.
Just for 1 week. I mean, that would be fun. That would be fun. That's different.
Something to
That's
think
okay.
about.
That's okay.
We
That's
do all ape
fine.
horror movies, but none of them are Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh,
This
we
is
could
our
do
planet.
An animal horror month again, though. Like weird animal horror. And not that we've done that before.
I was like, we've never done that
What
before.
am I saying? Okay, again, I will say that we should do it. Now it's again because I said that one time before. Now
1
I'm
second
saying it
ago,
one time
and now
again.
I'm saying
Now
it
I'm
for a
saying it
second time.
again. I actually always say it.
And now I'm gonna say it all the time until we cover Primate on the pod. No, we don't need to cover Primate on the pod, but it would be interesting, maybe. Maybe it'd be cool.
Who's to say? The world's our oyster.
Okay, just some general notes that I have. I liked in the beginning when Abby is telling all of the kids on the school bus her story, and then Chica did blah, and then Bonnie blah 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 blah, and then she gets off the school bus and she's talking to her one actual friend, and she's like, I don't really think anybody else believes me, but you believe me, right? And he's like, well, I believe in UFOs and ghosts, so why not? And it's like, that's so real, slay.
I like how
I love him. That's the cutest boy alive. He
I
is
know,
so
what a
cute.
sweetie.
and
I
he's
like that
"Big
we
Chica's like,
learned
come over here.
what was the name of their aunt? Like
Nobody
Jane
knows.
or something. It started with a J, I think, maybe. Who's to say?
Mhm.
Not like I watched the movie earlier today as well. Um, but I love that like the Faz Fest and stuff is all like because she was just like spewing on and on
Blabbing.
while she was like and then went to an insane asylum.
I
Yeah,
thought she
got
was
committed.
dead.
Everybody did too,
I
and then they
thought-
were like, psych.
Thought she was dead. So that was surprised that she survived. One way for the movie to be less like the last one to be even less macabre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I liked that. I liked that little conversation. I didn't the breadcrumb sweeping at the dinner on their maybe date. I thought that was a funny little bit. It do be like that at fancy restaurants sometimes. But one thing I didn't love, I have beef with Abby about this. I'm her science teacher now. Call me Mr. Berg. It's like, yes, her project got smashed, and she goes to Chica, and Chica's like, I could be your project, and she's like, yay! It's like, you did not build Chica. That is not your hard
agree.
work.
Right?
What are you? You're I'm bringing this to the science fair. You can present it to people
That's
at the
not
science
how it
fair.
works.
Don't submit it for a grade. You did nothing here. You didn't do any of this, and I don't even really believe that you did all that much on your first project either. You said Chica helped you with that too. So,
Honestly, Mr.
I'm just
Berg is
saying.
right.
Yeah, I don't think she's good. Like I said, I don't think she's good at robotics, you guys. And that's fine, and you can still like them, and there's time to learn, and there's space to grow. But I think she's bad.
I think she's bad at it, and I think that I know they've been through a lot, but like the level of obsession she still had with those ghost children and was like running away to go over there, they need to be doing some like stricter parenting right away. I was like, this girl is like, remember before the aunt was like, you're mentally ill child or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
she's
she
there.
didn't speak in the
We're
first
there.
one.
Yeah, we're there and we need to help her because she's very deeply disturbed. We should not be giving her the walkie-talkie to talk to Freddy Fazbear, Josh Hutcherson, you dumb fucking bitch.
Well, it didn't even occur to him that would tap into ghosts, I think.
Right.
And it doesn't. It just gets hacked by Charlotte, the marionette, who wirelessly controls things, I guess. But the thing about her with her ghost friends that she's holding on to so tight, who she loves so much, they're real kids to her, as opposed to kids at school. No, these are real kids. These were real dead kids, and I'm the one keeping their memory alive. Okay, what are their names then? Because you're calling them Chica and Bonnie and Freddy, and those
We
are
never
the names
learned
of the
their
animatronics.
We
If
never
these
learned
are
their
your
names.
friends, what are their real names, Abby?
Yeah, Abby, it sounds like you're not being a really inquisitive friend. Do you ask them any questions or do you just let them talk to you because you're the novel live girl? And they're all fucking dead.
And That's
a bad
great.
friend.
I'm glad
And
you guys are playing, but if your whole thing is like these aren't just the animatronics, these are real kids, well, what's her name then?
What's her fucking name, Abby?
What's her name then? Because I don't think it's Chica.
I don't think it's Chica either, Abby.
What if it is though?
Then I'll eat my words. Another small detail I loved is when Absolutely Story of a Girl is playing on the radio when the investigative show is driving over. I guess they're not streamers. It'd be way too early for streamers in 2002.
No, it's like a local TV show.
Back in the day when you could do that.
I have a question about the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do we think Garrett, the brother, because like we don't really, Garrett isn't like involved in this movie, like not really at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, but do we think Garrett was his first kill because he was like all the other ones were like killed in or like around the store, and then I think you're meant to know what I mean, like he's kind of like an outlier liner.
I would argue that Garrett maybe would have come later when he can't keep doing easy picking so much. He's got to start to be looking elsewhere.
I just thought it was so weird he's not in it at all.
Well, here's a thought that I had when I was watching the movie the first time is we talked on the first episode about how Monica thought he was the little balloon boy or whatever in the locker.
And I got called out in the comments. They're like, he's not. He's not.
And it's like, well, maybe he is. Did you guys even think about that?
What if he is?
Yeah, I thought about that again, and I was like, maybe they're gonna reveal it right now because Balloon Boy is like right there,
Popped up again.
in fucking Mike's face.
And then Mike beheads him. I was like, he just beheaded his brother.
Apparently, we're so wrong and we're dumb or whatever. Someone was like, no, it's not that.
Well, did you even consider maybe it is?
But
also, then I was like, maybe
all
it's
that evidence.
Maybe it's just the little one, and the big one is something else entirely. Just
yeah,
because
it seems like
it's his brother.
The big ones are all just the marionettes.
Yeah.
Little doodads.
Puppets, if you will.
Okay, I guess we talk about end real fast, then go to segments, because it's definitely time. In the end, Vanessa becomes the marionette. The end, I think that it's just crazy. She's going on this vendetta to kill all these parents who were assholes to her. Charlotte.
She's going on a vendetta to kill all parents everywhere.
Which, here's the thing, these parents, when she's like, help, something's in trouble, and they're like, go the fuck away. Like, classic 80s parents. Like, they absolutely wonder why, like, these kids are just so fucked. Well, I guess this would have been the 90s. Like, they wonder why.
No, it's 1982 in the opening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because this is set. Like, they wonder why Gen X is, like, so fucked.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and then she's on a vendetta to kill all parents everywhere, I guess. And Michael is like, and I just want to kill this whole town.
I'm gonna kill the world.
Because we have a purpose, whatever that might mean.
We gotta finish what Daddy started.
And what did Daddy start exactly?
Because
Murdering
children. Duh.
Killing children, but was he trying to trap ghosts in the animatronics and that was part of it, or was that a side effect of what he was doing?
I think it was a side effect of what he was doing because I think he was just trying to dispose of the bodies or hide them cleverly. Is what I thought, but I'm no expert.
I feel like he and his business partner, Henry Emily, did sacrifices to Satan and they opened a hellmouth, and that's why all of these spirits keep getting stuck in Freddy Fazbear Land or something. I don't know. There's I mean, probably that's not what's happening and they're just gonna never explain it, and that's fine, I guess.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
That's just the way it goes. But it's there's something going on here. But I really didn't like the way that I guess it wasn't that it was handled poorly in the movie. It's that Mike is being a dumb bitch. And maybe that will be part of the segments, but it really frustrated me that he's like, I can't trust you. You don't tell me anything. And it's like, well, she was in the middle of trying to tell you things when you kept interrupting her, you man. Like, let her speak. She was trying
Yeah.
to explain things to you when you just started like yelling at her because you found out something new. She's literally trying to tell you things right now, but you're not giving her the chance.
No,
And then he's you get away. It's like she just rejected her brother for you. Again, he is murderer, so not a hard choice, presumably. Especially
she
after
literally
she's been
said,
doing
"This
all of
is
this
my
work.
home." About their like being with
their
them.
unit, yeah. And then he's like,
and then he's like, "Go
not
fuck
your
yourself."
home. Yeah, what a little bitch.
Yeah, no, I didn't find Josh Hutcherson's character to be particularly likable this time around.
He's like a
which
fine
is too
big
bad
brother.
because I love him and I
Yeah.
want him to have his Josh Hutcherson-essence. Hutcherson-essence. That works. I think I said
He's
it right.
already had that. He was such a meme for like a really long time.
I know, but he's actually doing work again. You know what I mean? Like consistently.
True.
Like before he was like not doing anything for a while. So now he's back at it. And I watched this video with him because he's getting all this love because of I Love LA. And the video was like this Gen Z girl interviewing him. And she was like, yeah, like I thought you were 40. And so I had this whole bit where I was going to ask you, like, what's it like to be 40? But then I found out you weren't 40. Anyway, you don't look 40 though. And she was like, okay. What? I was like, why did they let this come out? That's horrible.
It's also weird because he's not that far away from 40. He's just also not that close. He's probably like 35.
No, he's like our exact age.
My exact age?
You and me.
Age.
He's 33. He'll be 34 this year.
That is my age.
He's your exact age. So he's not that close.
Oh my
to
god,
40.
he's younger than me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know I was a cougar.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that about myself just now. Because that's my man. I love him.
He's literally 1 month younger than you. Please relax. Literally
yeah,
almost
and
to
I'm
the
like
day
the
he is 1
woman.
month younger than you.
And
literally
that works for
1 month and 1 day
I love an
younger
older
than
woman,
you.
but not that much older.
Oh my god.
If it could be like an
lets you
age
sleep
gap,
at night,
but like
queen.
really, really small gap.
You're crazy. That's
Is
such
it
a
problematic
problematic
to
age
date
gap
somebody
for a
1 month older than
relationship.
you? When they were 1 month old, you were just born.
Wow.
That's so fucked up. You better not touch him. You don't touch him.
Yeah.
You don't touch him, Chelsea. My God. Protect him.
Keep your paws away from him, you cougar. Keep your claws out of him.
I'm wearing like literally my big cat predator shirt.
You're
oh my god,
giving
To
off,
Catch
like,
a Predator, Chelsea Duff edition.
predatory vibe. And I don't like it. Yeah. The ending was a little weird. And I did like the first after credit scene though. I thought that was fun.
What was that again?
Basically, there was an illusion at some point during the actual pre-credits parts of the movie, where they're like, oh, apparently, like Yellow Rabbit, Matthew Lillard's corpse is like in a locked room that is hidden somewhere, blah 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 blah, that no one can find. Like somebody says that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very
That's
end,
the rumor.
all these kids show up at the OG Freddy's because it's going to be demolished the next day. And they want to steal all the artifacts that they can to do a Halloween maze. And then off in the distance, like I guess one guy got there before and we hadn't seen him. And they're like, where are you? Insert male name here. And he's like, I just found this room that I feel like nobody's seen before. It's so crazy. It's this room that no one has ever opened and no one's ever seen it.
Once again, really on the nose rating.
Yeah.
It might not be exactly that on the nose, but it's something like that.
Basically that, though.
It's basically that. And then they run in and they're like, whoa, it's so crazy. Whoa, look at this thing. I can't believe they didn't leave this. They left this behind. And you're not seeing what it is.
But
And they
let's
put
not forget, they're
plastic
like,
over
oh,
it.
it smells so bad. That's because
It
Matthew
smells so bad
Lillard's
'cause
rotted corpse is in there.
There's a rotty ass corpse in there.
Okay,
And
I
then
feel
they
like
have
I
that
remembered
spooky
this from the
scene of
theaters
the
and I forgot
wind
it.
Well,
and the
and
plastic over it. And then his eye starts lighting up. So it's like, oh, Yellow Rabbit's just coming back.
and at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
when we see the little ghost boy and he just looks at Mike and goes, we have to leave. Like we can't contain him anymore. He's gonna be back
Yeah.
stronger. And Mike's just like, who? Because like
And then it's like,
they could have
bye, I went to
said, they're
heaven
like,
now. You
bye,
remember
figure it
you
out.
wanted me to go to heaven? You were so glad that I was going to heaven. Don't you want me to be in heaven?
You figure it out now. I told you, bye.
I think
Which is like
that
such a dick kid move, by the way, actually.
They need to go to
Don't you want him to
heaven.
be in heaven? When
I thought
Josh Hutcherson's character had that dialogue with Abby where it's like, they're gone. Don't you want them to be in heaven? That just really reminded me of Scream 6 when everybody's like, where's Sydney? And it's like, don't you want her to not be in this movie because she's living happily ever after? It's like, shut up.
Yeah, I guess I'm glad the ghost children came back, but I'm really glad they're gone now because I really need Abby to make human friends.
Right.
I love the ghost children. I think they're one of the more compelling parts of it. But they are unfortunately not in this movie, and thusly, I found it to be less compelling. We had evil ghost child instead. But yeah, I wish that I had watched the fucking Skeet Ulrich part at the very, very end, not while we were all recording and Chelsea was talking and saying something smart and I was trying to listen to it at the same time. But it's pretty obvious because his character was so weird. It was so random. And then he's like, I have this music box that you should give her. And then it's like so important to the plot. Like that felt so fucking ham-fisted. I was like, okay. Like he did a fine job, like acting wise, but like
it's only medium important to the plot because it's like they open it and Charlotte's spirit is exorcised from Abby's body and then they close it instead of continuing to use it to contain her. They're just like, anyway, now let's turn this off so that we can have a big battle against her and all of her animatronics because we're happy for her spirit to still be out there. We just don't want it to be an Abby. No, I'm pretty sure you want her spirit to be contained entirely.
Totally.
What are you talking about?
So if they had done that, then fucking Vanessa wouldn't have turned into Marionessa. Whoa.
That was like a fun little cliffhanger, though. I loved seeing her eyes go all like crazy.
Her face is suited to be spooky like that. I find Elizabeth Lyle to be beautiful. I still am riding that high from You season 1, so I'll always love her. Even though they're giving her nothing here. Remember the spin class scene? Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another part that happens in this movie. That is another thing that they did it.
I did like when she pulled the gun on the guy. I felt like her story was medium well handled this movie where she's like been running from this, presumably forced to face it at the end of the first movie and in forced to face her past, forced to literally stand up against her dad for the first time. And now to deal with like the fallout of that and also deal with the fact that this guy that she's maybe sort of dating or wanting to date sees her as like sort of a project that he's taking on also. And it's like, all right, now you're being a dick. And I kind of thought we had trauma that we had bonded over together. And now you think I'm like way too much of a mess and a liability to be around. Like, I thought it was interesting what was going on with her. And I liked in the dream sequence the way it like cut to her as like a little kid running. I thought that was like fun dream stuff to do. They didn't do enough like fun dream stuff for how much dreams were a part of the first one. So I'm very interested in her going forward and what they're doing with her. I hope she's not Charlotte the whole time, but also I have thoughts on that.
Well, it'll be interesting too if
we have to be done soon. We cannot have a 3-hour-long episode about this fucking movie. Oh
no,
my
it's
God.
for segments. It's about segments.
Oh, okay, thank
Oh,
God.
I'm gonna have fun prediction time for the third one because like
okay, do it.
Charlotte wants to like kill all the parents, right? Because they didn't help. She's angry at the parents, and now
she doesn't blame the man who stabbed her to death.
Well,
she blames all the parents who didn't listen before that.
Well, but also
which is fair. Again, if she knows that he's a murderer when she goes in there, I guess. I don't blame him for being a murderer. I knew that.
But here's the thing, like she's gonna be in Vanessa's body. And what if she is like, oh, you killed me, and then like her in Vanessa and their bodies like team up and they like, you know, she joins the good side and know what I mean?
Charlotte
like
joins the good side.
Vanessa's like spirit inside of the body influences Charlotte to see
because she realizes like
enemy.
Vanessa
or
maybe gets to Charlotte and is like, I've killed you. Like my dad killed you. Like let's work together and go after him.
Yeah. That could happen.
It's
That'd be
like
cool.
the host.
Exactly.
It is exactly like the host.
Just it all comes
wait
back to
for the
host.
love triangle with Josh Hutcherson and Charlotte and Vanessa. It's gonna be so crazy.
And it's a true love triangle because can we do segments now?
Or segmentos?
Charlotte and Vanessa,
How
those
could this
girls
movie
are
be
gay.
gay?
Those girls are gay together.
I agree.
Agreed.
I think it's a little complicated because Charlotte died as a child, and Vanessa's an adult woman now. But those spirits have been alive for the same amount of time, and now they're possessing the same adult woman body together. And I think gay stuff is happening in there. And I think that they had age-appropriate gay feelings for each other as children as well.
And I think gay stuff is happening in there.
It's a true love triangle. Yep. All sides of the triangle are going to be interacting in the third movie. Where could it be gayer section of my notes just says Charlotte and Vanessa gay?
Of course.
Well, obviously.
It's insane.
We've got Henry, Emily, and William Afton gay.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Michael Afton.
Their wives.
Exactly. You also can't tell me Michael Afton isn't gay as well.
Oh yeah, that's a gay man.
That's a gay man. That's an evil little gay man.
Did you notice that Henry, Emily, and Michael? Wait, is his name Michael too? What is
William?
William. Sorry, William Afton. Like in the first movie, William Afton, they have the same fucking glasses. They're wearing the same glasses. I don't know if they're exactly the same, but they're the same style. So I was like, am I supposed to not remember his big fucking goggles that he was wearing in those opening scenes from the first movie? I don't know. They're sharing each other's glasses. What else are they sharing? Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
They are lovers.
Bodily fluids. That's for sure.
Spit.
For a second, when you were conjuring, it didn't make sense at all because you didn't even remember his name was William. But for a second, I thought you were going to be like, and isn't it so interesting that in this movie, Matthew Lillard plays a character whose nickname could be Billy, and Skeet Ulrich plays a character, and then I was like, well, but his name is Henry Emily. It would not be anything close to Stu.
And the classic nickname
and they, you know what
for
they call him? They call him Stu because he loves a broth. I hear they call him Henry Stu Emily. That's his name. That's what they've always called him.
Henry's middle name is Stewart.
She's like, you look like you need a Freddy Fazbear Cola. And she's like, ew, it tastes like stew, which is what my dad loves and what we all call him.
It's right there. It's right there.
In the text.
It's in the text.
It's plain as day. It's overt, honestly. It's a little heavy-handed, if you ask me.
It's right on the nose.
Actually.
I honestly, like, you're
no
doing
subtlety
too much
in it
fan
at all.
service for the Scream franchise. And this is my father, Henry, who we call Stu, because he makes this delicious stew that we loved as a
He
child.
doesn't spend any time with me except for when we have family stew night, which is
He
every
means that we have stew
Thursday.
night, and he makes his classic stew.
It was in that note that she wrote in her thing, be like, Daddy, I'm sorry that you don't spend time with me. It's fine, but I love your stew.
Didn't you
Please
hear
make
the
a stew for
music
me
box?
one more time.
It
Yeah.
plays the Campbell's chicken noodle soup theme song.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
It's really special. That's it for gay things. I'm not even gonna do the bit. We're moving on to where would Matthew Lillard fit into this film? Huh? More. He could have fit into it a
Yeah.
little more.
I need more screen
I
time.
would say a little bit more of him would have been cool. But I did like his face journey as he was like, oh, falling off the balustrade. That was great.
Yeah. I mean,
He was serving.
I think it would have been hard to do more dreams. But I think you could have given her like a hint of her nightmares maybe before we see her like actively trying to like lock in on her dream. You could see more of like what is haunting her. So, I mean, you do. You see it in the spin class. You get like a glimpse of that in the spin class. Because he's there for like 1 second, I think. Or maybe you just hear him. He's going
You see him
faster,
for a second.
faster.
Yeah. Crazy that they did that.
Crazy.
It's okay. We'll get our fill in the third installment.
Yeah. Where he'll be back full time for a starring role, or just a little here and a little then, and then the end again. I don't know. I'll be curious to see how much he's in it
It's
and
gonna
how
be
much
from
Skeet
his
is in it.
perspective.
Mhm.
That would be an interesting way to like bring it back to the beginning and get like a better sense of like what this purpose
This
is
is
that he's
why-
presumably being like laying out for his children to follow in his footsteps.
This is why I started killing children. Here's a step by step. That might make it R rated. Okay, dumb bitch.
Mike, I think I was talking
That's
about it
what
a
you're
little
saying.
earlier, but I just think Mike is I'm sure he has babysitter trauma after the first movie where it turns out their babysitter was working for their evil aunt and etc blah blah blah. And
Mhm.
also again still not a lot of money, although he has a new house question mark, but he's doing all the work on it himself with his best friend, so you can tell he's not rich. But he just like leaves Abby alone overnight again. And she like sneaks out to go see her friends at the new location, even not even the old location, the new location. And then he's being such a man to Vanessa when she's like literally trying to tell him things, and then he's being like, "You never tell me anything." And I did think that dialogue was like well crafted for us as the audience to see that she's trying to tell us something, but he's too in his own perspective. And then he says the thing about like trying to fix you that makes her go, "Whoa!" Like, even though I know things now, I'm too pissed off to continue this conversation. I have to walk away.
Fair.
But yeah, he was being kind of a dumb bitch in general. Although I guess when she was like, "We need more manpower. We're outnumbered." And he's like, "I have an idea. I'm going to go ask the ghosts." Like, I guess that worked. So he was right to do that.
He had one good idea. Clocks.
Yeah.
Broken clocks right twice a day, so.
But he is being a dumb bitch too about Abby. Like, literally, this is your younger sister who blah, blah, blah. This whole thing has been about you trying to be a good parent to her and trauma and blah, blah, blah. You know that animatronics and robotics are her passion project because of her dead children, ghost murdered dead friends. And then you're just like, scurry on in there for the science fair. I'll see you later. You're fine on your own, right? Like, girl, if you don't go in there with her, her teacher's about to smash her project. Go supervise.
Should have been
Bouncing
there.
a lot, and yeah, he's a dumb bitch, unfortunately, for this one. Because we can't blame Charlotte because she's a gay child. So what?
Yeah.
She's faultless. She's perfect.
I do love the best friend. I do want to give a small shout out to the best friend because I like that he clocks Michael when Michael is running away.
Right?
And,
like at the
it's
very
not nice
end.
to say crazy eyes about Vanessa, but He was consistent throughout, and I respected that.
I respect him. Did Michael did we see him not there anymore at the very, very end? I think I missed that.
I think it's one of those classic end of slasher, middle of a franchise movies where he gets knocked down, but there are bigger things to worry about. And then when we look around at the end, it's like, he's gone, but they didn't even need to get into that.
Do that because he's definitely gone. Okay, that brings us to our knives out of 5s. Chelsea?
So Monica got into it a little earlier, but I'll get into the numbers on Rotten Tomatoes for you. It is 16% from critics, which is extremely rotten, crazy rotten. It was funny. I was looking at the critics' consensus, and what it says on there is a step down from an already clunky original. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 goes through the motions with all the grace of a malfunctioning animatronic, which is a good burn. It's a good burn. However, despite 16% from critics, it has 84% from audiences, which is pretty fresh.
Is that better than the first one?
Let me check. The first one has 86% fresh, so it's just a little bit lower. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was 83% for some reason. I was like, what?
It could have been when we did that episode. I don't know.
No. I just think I misread it when I Googled it earlier. Don't worry. I think I was thinking of the 33% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. Continue on your journey.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big difference. It seems, I guess, like the critics were evaluating it as a movie. But the fans went, a new installment in my favorite video game franchise. And so they were happy.
Good.
On IMDb, it kind of just averages out a little bit. So on IMDb, it has a 5.2 out of 10. And this movie only came out last month. So it's not exactly an artistic film. So it didn't really make the award indie film festival circuit. If it gets any awards and such of that, we'll just have to know down the line. We don't know now, because they do some good practical stuff on here. Like all of those animatronics are real builds, just like the first one. They worked with the Jim Henson Muppet Company again, and there's one that you see in the dream sequence. I from what I could tell online, its name is Baby. It's the one with the red pigtails she sees in her dad's workshop in the dream, that I guess maybe is going to play a role in the third movie, or maybe it was just an Easter egg. I don't know.
Circus Baby is
Circus Baby. Okay.
That's what they call me also.
That's what we call Sydney.
Notorious.
And I found a picture of McKenna Grace with that online. So that is a real build, enormous. They are out here just really doing that stuff. So they should get some recognition for that kind of thing. They do cool set design and stuff for the most part on these movies. Some good production design, but
speaking of Vanessa's dream, a brief cameo by one of the least anticipated toys occurs, and that's Circus Baby. That's a quote from the Movie Web article about Easter eggs in this movie. That's so funny. Okay. Also, I just want to say a little recap of our scores for the first one. So for Five Nights at Freddy's, number 1, Sydney gave it a 3.5. Monica gave it a 3. I don't know why I said myself my own name. Anyway, and Chelsea gave it a 3. So keep that, just so you can keep that in mind during your scoring. I will go first. I'm going to give this one a 2.8. I liked it less, I think. I didn't have a good time watching the first one again today, but I think I had a better time watching the first one when I did originally see it. And I do think it has a stronger, classic story arc as a movie should have. Just like that article said, very clunky, a little all over the place. doesn't have like a good narrative flow. It's just like, here's a part and here's a part and here's a part and there's another part now and here's a part and there's the lawyer from the first movie and he says, you need a lawyer.
Just so you remember that he's a lawyer.
And I want to see what's in your head, and I want to see what's in your head, and I want to see what the inside of your head looks like. Like, you say it so many times. Like, it's so clunky. It's so clunky. One whole point of my score is because the marionette looks so cool. Like, that does a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But, like, this just isn't a franchise that, like, super does it for me. I will be watching all of them to support my man. And to see Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard kiss all the time, the third movie, which I'm sure is what's going to happen.
I'm sure it's what's going to happen. Me and Circus Baby over here already discussed it. We're both sure.
Yeah, we're sure.
Yeah, it's not for me, but I'm glad that the people who love it, and I'm sorry if they listen to this episode.
And are upset.
Don't be mad at me. I'm happy for you, and I won't yuck your yum. I'm not going to take it away from you. You can have it all. Live your truth.
In fact, you can have my portion of the enjoyment. I'll give you my portion.
There you go. My gift to you.
Sydney, do you want to go next, or are you still thinking?
I'll go. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 because, like, this movie's fine. It's gonna get us. It's a vehicle to get us to the third movie, which I feel like the third movie is gonna be where all the action is at, and I'm hoping that I will like it a little bit more because there will be more Matthew Lillard in it, even if he is just in a rabbit suit.
But he's gonna be kissing, as we've seen.
Yeah, and he's gonna be reunited with his lover, Henry Emily.
It'll be their third ever film together, apparently.
Exactly.
Big.
It's so interesting that you guys went down on your scores, which I think is reasonable and makes sense. But I almost feel, not that I had a better time with this movie than the first one. I take that back. I had a better time with this movie than the first one. I just don't think it's a better movie than the first one. But my expectations were tempered so appropriately, and my investment in it being something that I would enjoy on its own merits were, like, not there. So I could kind of just, like, let it do its thing and be entertained and allow it to wash over me like a fun hour 45 minutes at the movie theater. But the first one, I think it just was like, it was weighed down both in trying to do so many things and also trying to stand alone to some degree just in case it didn't get follow-ups. I think they were trying to tell a sort of contained story. And then by this one, the first one did so well that they're like, we're definitely going to do 3. So they're like, we can make a middle movie that doesn't need to be a movie that stands on its own. So I didn't expect it to be anything else. But I don't want to give it a higher score. So I think I'll just give it exactly the same score, which is 3 knives out of 5s. Because, yeah, like I said, the first one, I was so, like, Monica and I saw it together, and I remember just kind of being like, this was a movie? This was the whole movie? And this one, I came out of the movie theater, and I was like, okay, I had fun. I was entertained. I'll circle back for the next one whenever it drops. Just not blown away, not amazed, but not disappointed. So that's how we even out to back where we were last time.
That's fair. It's just like these aren't tailor made for Spooky Tuesday, okay?
Yeah, we're not the prime audience that they're trying to reach, and that's okay.
Exactly.
And that's okay. And I'm glad these movies exist, and I hope everyone's happy. And
I hope you guys are having fun. You can have some of the fun that I wanted to have.
There you go. Yeah. I hope this brought you joy.
Mm-hmm. It's okay because this movie is for all of you, And then
This
next
is fan
week,
service.
Next movie, when Charlotte and Vanessa are lezzing out, and when
That'll be for us.
Stu and Billy, who, as you know, Stu played by Skeet Ulrich and Billy played by Matty Lillard, when they're French kissing through their
that'll be for us.
animatronic suits? Question mark.
I was trying to do a seamless transition into announcing next week's episode, but I'm gonna try it one more time. This movie wasn't for me, but next week's movie definitely was. That's what I was going to say.
And I knew it, and I heard it, and I just want to spice it up for you so that it would.
Thank you so much.
Stay fresh.
I've been wanting to do this since I saw it in theaters, which was exactly 1 week too late to get us to do the Novembers and the Decembers, which was a theme that we were going to maybe do.
Yeah.
It was a potential theme, and we just couldn't think of a good bee movie. We were going to do The Birds, and then we were like,
I kept suggesting the Bee Movie, a true horror movie.
I would literally never let us do that.
Two of each for it to be proper theme, but we did a lot of
didn't have time in the schedule. And then also we had a listener that was like, you should do Invasion of the Bee Girls, which I want to shout out to him because that sounds like a great movie. But then I saw this movie and I was like, it has bees in it. We could have done it and it would have been incredible. But whatever. The time comes when the times are right. The time is right now. And we're doing Begonia, bitch. It's happening. It's Begonia. It's a movie that came out last year. I think it's a horror movie. It has many horror aspects of it. And I don't know if it's going to get a bunch of Oscar buzz, but it should because it has some like really incredible performances from Jesse Plemons, from Emma Stone.
Is this one also Yorgos?
Yeah. And it's Yorgos Lanthimos, who I love him. He is amazing. So I think this will be a really interesting conversation. This movie has some things about it that people find divisive, so I cannot wait to see what side everyone here lands on. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I hope you're excited too. It's a great opportunity to watch a Yorgos Lanthimos movie and feel weird because they always make you feel weird. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. We have to say that we would love for you to give us a 5-star review.
Do it.
New year, new review for us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Make another account and make another review.
Get banned for spamming the system.
Put your
heart in it. Give us 14 reviews. Don't we deserve it?
I think we do.
Yeah, don't we? Take your mom's phone. Go on to
steal your boyfriend's phone. Make him useful.
Go on
my God.
Tinder dates and take their phones.
Say, oh my God, can I see your phone really quickly? Let me put my number in there. You meet someone at the club. Let me put your number in there. No, you go to Spotify.
5-star.
You look up
5-star.
Spooky Tuesday.
5-star.
5-star. You
subscribe on YouTube.
I've got a date tomorrow. Should I do that?
Yes.
Yes.
I always get scared telling dates about the podcast. I'm always like, maybe actually don't listen to this anytime soon.
I need them to know the real me.
And I was like, oh God, don't listen to it.
Actually, nobody should listen to this that I know.
I was telling the guy at the sex shop over the weekend all about our podcast. So
that's, I think, the appropriate person to tell.
Yeah. I was telling him and his dog because he saw
Circus Baby.
He saw our sticker on the back of my phone, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God, we're just back."
She's naked.
I have 400.
Fix it. She can't be naked.
I keep giving out my emergency stickers, and then which is what I keep in here, and now she's just naked.
You gotta fix it immediately, Chelsea.
Not good. Anyway, you should also follow us on social media. We're at Spooky_Tuesday on pretty much everything except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod. Check out our website, spookytuesdaypod.com, to see every movie we've ever covered. I'm sure one of your favorites is in there, so get in there, get after it. And also, we are on Patreon. We have some new patrons that have just joined recently. We're having a really fun time. It's very cute. We're cuddling virtually every day. It's very lovely and platonic. Sorry.
so weird. We just like love you guys.
We just love you so much.
We're just
We're
like
just-
all cuddled
fine.
up.
We're just all cuddle up watching movies on Saturday morning
It's
in
like
each of
you're
our own
there
respective
and I'm
homes.
there. My thigh is touching your thigh, but
Chelsea made it
Over
way
the
weirder than I
internet.
did.
it's like I'm stretching. My arms are out. They're on the back of the couch, maybe. I don't
And
know.
we're
It's just,
giving
like,
a
see what the
friendly
vibes
hug.
are.
It is not a predatory zone in the Discord. It's safe in there.
No, it's platonic as shit.
Oh,
But
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ban Chelsea. if she
that's
keeps
just
going.
how we
That's
are,
what I'm
Monica.
saying.
That's literally
You
just
just
how we are.
Flirty. It's just part of who we are. Anyway, you should join the Patreon, I guess. That was terrifying. And also, we're on YouTube. And once again, we're still one away from 600 subscribers. So go subscribe, please, and see our beautiful faces talking. Today, we are wearing clothes that we own. And
To all
We're
those
not
other times
naked.
when we're not wearing clothes. So
Yeah.
there was that
Every
one
other
time that I.
episode, no clothes, but this one, special treat. Clothes,
Yeah.
guys, clothes.
There's an episode where I was wearing a
It
strapless
did look
top
like you
and
were
it looked like I was
naked.
nude the whole time.
But
So
she was,
go
you
on the
guys.
YouTube.
She
You
was.
can
But
find
not
that
when we're
episode.
cuddling in the Discord. She's got clothes then too.
I'm wearing multiple layers when we're in the Discord.
You wouldn't believe how many sweaters I have on in the virtual reality that is the Discord.
Do people listen to the end of the episode? This is
No.
scary. It's scary
No,
back
they've
here.
turned
It's so
it-
scary back
turned
here.
it off.
Nobody
12
cares.
minutes ago. They
They're
don't even know the
losing out.
segments. They're just like end of movie
And
discussion.
we're done. Anyway.
This is for the real freaks who listen to the very end.
Yeah, if you guys listen all the way to the end, come say that you're cuddling us in the Discord so that we know
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
Come platonically over the internet
Yeah, I
cuddle
wanna
us
hear that
in the
you heard
Discord.
this.
I want say that you're scooching closer on the couch.
Our thighs can virtually
Anyway,
touch.
So thank you for listening. And we'll see you next Tuesday, hopefully. Jesus Christ.
See you in the Discord. Bye, Spooky.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.